Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to tonight's free market update video for tomorrow, Tuesday. I guess it's about the 12th of July. It's amazing making our way through July here pretty quickly. Earnings season kicking off today with Alcoa, and so we're going to get hot and heavy into that. We'll see what that's got for us here in the coming weeks or so. But, you know, in looking at the here and now, we got I think potentially a pretty volatile, I guess, week. The potential's there at least for us this week. There's a lot of news this week. A lot of Fed speakers, ECB speakers. There's the first BOE rate announcement and decision since the Brexit referendum on, June 23rd, I guess. And like I say, a whole host of Fed and ECB speakers all week. A lot of news. U.S. CPI, there's some German CPI, so we've got news out of the UK, the EU, the U.S. There's a CAD rate decision. There's a lot of stuff going on. The Euro Group meeting starts today. And to kick it all off over the weekend, we had the elections in Japan, which was good in that there is less unknown, I guess if you will, in the market, because it's going to allow the current administration to proceed with the much higher probability, proceed with the previously planned and discussed easing to the tune of some 20 trillion or so yen, which is an equivalent of approximately 200 billion US. And if you think of that in terms of GDP, that's far greater than the US equivalent in the quantitative easing that the US had experienced in some recent past. So that's kind of big news there. That sent the Nikkei higher, that sent the Asian markets, then the European, and then the US markets higher today. With that, the yen was lower as would be anticipated, the dollar's on approximate 4-month highs, and the beat goes on. So with that, what do you think everybody's looking for? And I would propose that the masses are all looking for, more of the same, and that is, higher. The problem with that thinking is that this is an auction, and the markets auction lower to find and attract and seek buyers, but yet then higher to find, attract, and seek sellers. So whereas we are approximately, not quite exactly, but approximately 170 S&P points, which is about 1,500 Dow points off of that Brexit low down here at 1980 S&P, we are coming to a point where I want us to start thinking in terms of our being, let's use the term cautiously optimistic. For us, and I'll clean this up for you just a little bit here, for us now, the here and now, to start thinking in terms of maybe just a little bit higher, 2145, maybe 50 or so, something like that in the S&Ps, which would put it up around 55, 57 on the SPX, and then we start to pull back. And I don't. There's nobody out there looking for it or talking about it. Everybody's all bulled up with with all the good, news and the bullish news, this, that, that everything that's going on. But with the amount of Fed speak and ECB speak and BOE rate decision and potential news and/or anticipated news for the week this week, including, everything from CPI to Beige Book, and the list goes on. We certainly have the makings for some volatility and/or the opportunity to start, pulling back and backfilling a little bit. Now, with a market that's bid that quick and that far, that quickly and that far, you have to anticipate that you can get some what's termed back and fill. I was talking about this in the trade room today, and to be honest with you, just to pull back into like 2090, I would see that as like just getting started, like that's highly anticipated bare minimum kind of a back and fill pullback kind of thing. Doesn't mean I'm right. I've certainly been wrong before. By the way, this is Neil, for those who have asked for to kind of make that specific or known, distinguishing between Tony and John, and or even sometimes Pat. This is Neil, and this is my view. I know that there are a lot of bulls that are lined up and looking for just a runaway market to continue higher, 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 higher. My thinking, the problem with that is that we have bid higher, and we've almost 170 S&P points up from the low in a really, really short period of time. And the smart money that starts in down here, oh, and by the way, that was a turnaround Tuesday play right there at the lows. Well, tomorrow is Tuesday. The preceding direction was down. What do you think this preceding direction is? So to just venture a tad higher maybe overnight tonight and then start pulling back a little bit, that's what I'm looking for. Call me crazy, but hey, if you look back historically, we were discussing this today in the trade room as well. If you look back historically, we do get a little pullback after the non-farm payroll trade, and that's kind of what we got. We got another good number. We added, what was it, about 287,000 jobs or something like that, 4.9% unemployment. That's throwing out the 38,000 on the prior report. But to be honest, if you look back, these numbers are between 200 and 250. After revisions, they come in a little low, a little hot, and then and then they're revised. And after revisions, they're between 200 and 250 or so, something like that. So it's it's pretty steady. The trade has been about the same, and that is bid into the report and bid maybe just immediately after, and then a little pullback. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. Hope this helps. Oh, by the way, in looking at the market makers move that's priced into the options chain, you're looking at about really a pretty kind of light week, 25 points or so, 25, 30 points in volatility in this product into and throughout the remainder of the week. We've seen that come in a little light before. In fact, if you will, let me clean this up again. If you remember, in looking at that week right there, the expected move was priced in at about 40 points. Well, that's a far cry greater than 40 points from 2120 down to 1980. So they do miss. And this one right here this week is priced in at about 25 points. So don't think that that it has to stick to that. It doesn't. For us to pull back from 2140 or 50 area back in 2090 is not that big a deal, especially after the recent move. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I hope this helps. You guys have a good trade. Nice evening. We'll be with you again tomorrow night on the next update. Good night.